Most people have a vague idea what a financial plan is. They think they need it, but they're not really sure. It's um, it's out there. So what we're going to do today is talk about the steps that we take to build a financial plan. Hi, I'm Scott Hamilton, certified financial planner, fee only, fiduciary. We have offices in Austin and Houston, and we help people plan for retirement. So before we get started, let's define what a financial plan is not, and then what it is. So it's not a one-time discussion. It's not just about investments. It's not only for the wealthy. A financial plan in process it defines the current situation, vision for the future, and it's a roadmap for your financial peace. Okay, so now that we've discovered, here's what we're going to talk about. And it's going to be the steps that we take at Hamilton Financial Planning to build a financial plan. And we break it into 6 steps. The first step is define the current situation. Okay, so this is where we go in and look at your P&L and your balance sheet, basically. So it's your assets, your liabilities, the assumptions, the growth rates, the cost basis, the positions that you own, and all of these facts, how much you got in the checking account, how much in the savings account, what the interest rates are. So that's the current situation, right? So then once we have accomplished that, we move to step 2. Step 2 is to visualize the future. This is what you want to, these can be your goals. This is where you visualize where you're going to be at. So maybe it's you want to retire. You want to take care of the kids, the grandkids, education, family support, hobbies, and miscellaneous, goals are like cars and trips and everything else. And we need 3 things for those. Each one of those is frequency, duration, and amount. And the reason why is because we're building a dollar cost. Everything we track is dollar cost. Every dollar it comes in is accounted for. Every dollar it goes out is accounted for. So that's step 2, visualize the future. 3 is we define where the gaps are. So maybe we look at insurance and estate and taxes and investments, and maybe we're missing, maybe it's small caps. Maybe all your investments are in large cap. Maybe from an insurance, maybe you're missing umbrella policy. And maybe from a estate perspective, maybe you're missing a will or a living trust or whatever it is in your case that you need. But that's how we define where the gaps are. So then closing step 3 out, moving to step 4, we actually build the actual plan. So we use sophisticated financial planning software that's custom designed to do this. And we go through, define what the current situation, the facts, the goals. We define the goals, and then now we're building the model. So it's really a lot of data input. And actually, we can aggregate the data, so we pull it in digitally from the various different custodians. So that's step 4, where we actually are building the plan. Step 5 is we're implementing the process. So maybe we need to reallocate your investments. Maybe we need to purchase the insurance, review the insurance policies. So it's reviewing the actual plan and implementing it across all these different disciplines that we have. That's step 5, implementation. Step 6 is the last step. And what we do, it's an ongoing review and adjustments. Now, adjustments are whenever facts on the ground change. Maybe there's, a birth or an inheritance or a mortgage, a house, or upsell, new job, new career, moving, all these things. If any of those events or any similar ones, it's time to maybe update the plan to reflect this new reality. And it's an ongoing review just to make sure we're keeping up with, maybe there's some beneficiary changes that need to be made, or maybe some more of a need for insurance now that there's 2 kids instead of 1. And, that's an ongoing review summary, right? So that's step 1 through 6. That's the process that we go through to build a financial plan. Now, you might have a few questions about, what's the first meeting like? And, we call it the get-acquainted meeting. And this is a meeting Clients schedule it, and we talk a little bit about the business, a little bit about me and what to expect, but we spend a lot of time focusing on the client's concerns, their desires, their goals, and if there's any specific big questions, we also address those at that time. Sometimes we don't move forward to a financial plan, but sometimes it's a good mutual fit, and we do move forward to the financial planning engagement. If we do, how long's the financial planning engagement? Well, the term is for a year. However, most financial planning engagements really you get the bulk of it done in 4 to 8 weeks. It depends on people's vacations and schedules. We can do it a lot quicker than that, especially if you know what your goals are. The hardest part is figuring out what the goals are, really. Once you've got that and your living expenses in retirement, once you got those things done, the process moves really fast. So the third question we get a lot is well, when should we start? Should we wait until we're about ready to retire, or should we do it when we're 20? Well, the sooner you do it, the better off you are. Yesterday's better, but right now is the second best option. So feel free to click below Hamilton Financial Planning. Sign us up for a Get Acquainted meeting. I'd love to chat with you about your retirement plan. Thank you.